Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Mr. Sharpjaws in his premium KV2 is going to have a fantastic day. Look at this matchmaking. And he's immediately detected, which is the most recent replay bug that exists in this game. So that content providers you can either play the replay without sound, or you can play the replay with the light bulb on continuously. Because wargaming programmers are very clever. But look at this matchmaking for this guy. It's not the KV2, it's the KV2R. It's the premium version. And he gets to play against lots of little guys. Now, what ammo does he have loaded here? He's got the AP, which is, you know, what a mistake. Come on, you can pen all these guys with your HE. Because your HE, more armor piercing. He's got armor piercing with 110 pen, 700, and then he's got more armor piercing with 136 pen, and he's only got 9 HE, which 9 HE, 86 pen and 910 damage is good enough. When you talk here like this, I'll see if he switches. But anyway. My mind is perturbed today, guys. Perturbed because I'm gonna be under a lot of stress in the next couple of days. I gotta work out a whole bunch of tax stuff. I know it's not tax season, but the freaking government has decided that they should audit me. I'm being audited. So I have to provide all sorts of information to avoid paying like a special, what they call a goods and service tax in Canada. Which you don't have to... see? See, Papadanya? See? See? You're firing AP, Muppet Man. An HE shell there would have done some damage. Would it? It would have hit the tracks. Is there splash? Wait a minute, high explosive no longer explodes. I don't know. Would it have done damage? I don't know. But anyway, so you snap it. Okay. His trouble with the first shot is he aimed. He didn't have to aim. So I got to go through all my records, and I talked to them on the phone, and they agree. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're probably right. They don't even know what YouTube is. Because when you make revenue on YouTube... Oh, let's watch this. Papa Duck. You self-report, right? You don't get a T4 or a T3 or whatever. You don't get a form from your employer. You just you make some money on YouTube, and then you put it on your... Like, if some don't even report it, right? They just say, screw you, I'm not telling you. But, you know, you self-report, and so you report it as... other income or business income, or there's a lot of ways of self-reporting. You just self-report it, and you diligently pay your tax, which I have done. But in Canada, they have this thing that if you're not working for someone and you're making money on your own, they assume, well, you must be selling. It's called the goods and service tax. You must be selling a good or a service, and therefore you have to pay an extra 5%. Armor not penetrated. Then I explained to him, I'm not selling a good or a service. I just make videos. What? Don't you guys know how there's a lot of people that do YouTube videos? Anyways, it's a shit show. It's a shit show. And then they on the phone with this one really nice lady, and not smack. It seems to work when you don't aim. And she says, yes, that's true. Yeah, we have officially our position is that if you make money on media, that's you know, not selling things in Canada. Like if I'm selling cookware in Canada, I'm selling a good, so I would have to pay the GST. But anyway, long story short, they agree. Oh, you're making YouTube videos, you get some money from Google. Yeah, that's not subject to GST. You've already paid your taxes. You've reported it. You've paid full income tax on it. Yeah, but unfortunately now, since we are reviewing, Could you please provide details of your income over the past 5 years, which we know you don't have to pay tax on, but just to prove that what you self-reported was what you actually made. So can you look through your records for the past 5 years for every video that you've made and calculate how much money you've made on all of those videos and how much Google has sent you for the past 5 years? It shouldn't take you long. And just send it to us. And then you'll be fine. So, yeah, so there's a fucking 1,000 hours of work. Going through statements and this and that. And it's all digital. Scrolling through files. Smack. Come on. So I'm talking to her. Well, do you really need me to do all that now? Like I've self-reported as that. Well, now that, well, we want to make sure that you self-reported correctly, like that you're not actually selling cookware. And when you do your taxes, you put the website. Klaus Kellerman, YouTube channel. You can go check. It's me. They don't want to check. Anyway, it's just a huge hassle. It seems like a lot of people are getting audited these days because the government doesn't have any money. So they want everyone's money, right? They want to well, all they do is they just make a decision one day that we're going to budget an extra $48 million to the tax department, and we want them to pursue trying to we want them to try and collect more money. So they just start auditing everybody about every little thing, right? Screwing everybody, making everyone's life, because of course the taxes are a shit show. Anyone can get audited. Oh, you made a mistake here. You didn't do that. You didn't do this. Or you owe us an extra $400. You owe us an extra $8,000. You know, whatever they want. If you do not reply to this audit in the next 30 days, we will assume you're conceding that you were incorrect, and we will bill you accordingly. Just millions of people being audited in the country. Mainly people that live out west that didn't vote for the government that's in power right now. I'm sure nobody in Quebec is being audited. That's the cynical. It's true. It's true. You can look at the statistics. And now, why are you in the water? I know this guy's really scared. He's really scared of you. He's so scared. And why are you doing that? What you? There you go. This guy's doing the whole thing with AP. So anyway, wish me luck, guys. That's I'm a little bit distracted because I have to figure this out. It's just time-consuming, is what it's going, and frustrating, and it makes you, for whatever reason, it makes you hate the government. Like, what the fuck? Get out of my fucking business. Right? I've paid you money. I've declared everything. I've been completely honest about everything, and so they've picked me to audit, right? Because why not? Don't audit the top 10 polluting, cheating prick corporations, because that's only 10 of them. You might as well audit 14 million regular schmoes. You bunch of pricks. Oh, not you, buddy, not you. Sharp Jaws, you did pretty good. Look at that. 4,000 damage, 9 kills. But Batania! So I should be okay, guys. I should be okay. All I have to do is prove that what I reported on my taxes was what actually happened. So I have to go through all my... but then you know what the next argument's going to be is what constitutes proof. So I've got the deposit. I can take screenshots of the deposits that I've had. Because you don't get any paperwork, right? Google doesn't give a shit about you. I'll send them all the information and they'll say, well, that doesn't constitute proof. Don't you have a receipt for all... it'll be a shit show. Trust me. It'll be a 6-month shit show. But hey, we're switching it up here. We saw the big guy, now let's look at the little guy. And look at all the little guys. What the hell? These are all the little guys that are getting screwed. And that's why, you know, you're better off, like, don't report it, don't tell them, because there's no way they'd freaking know. Or number two, just work for cash, right? Like my uncle, who immigrated to this country, and he says, well, what should I do here? And you know, he said, I don't want the fucking government knowing what I'm going to do. So the only choice of job he had was to be a shoemaker, because he wanted to work for the cash money. And I went around to try and get jobs, and everyone was talking about filling out forms and social insurance numbers and this and that. He said, what the fuck? No, I wanted the cash money. So he got a place to work where he was a shoemaker, and he fixed shoes, and he got paid with the cash money. Nobody know. And he took all his money. This is a true story. He never paid taxes his whole life. He made his money. He put it in a metal box. As he made it, cash, and he put the majority of his money in the attic, in a metal box, and he only carried around the cash he needed. So I remember my dad telling him once, "Don't you should put the money in the bank? You'll make interest." What? Interest? Then I have to pay the tax. Fuck you. And he stayed home for the most of his life to guard his money, which was in the attic. And then you know, his kids eventually said, "Dad, you need a holiday. You got to do something. You know, your brothers are always going down to Mexico and Venezuela and join. You should go sometime." So he went on one holiday. And before he went on holiday, he wanted to make sure that no one would find his money. So he went into, and he moved the box. He says, because you go into the attic, and it was right there by the, you know, the stairs go up into the. It was an attic with insulation, not an attic that you can live in. In Canada, like the roof, right? Up, through the ceiling. The box was right there by the entry. He says, I can't leave it there. Someone's going to come and steal it. So he carefully moved it and hid it out, covered in insulation somewhere, you know, behind the ceiling. He went on holiday. Had a great time on it. It was 2 weeks down in Venezuela, I think. Back in the day when Venezuela was, you know, not a shithole. And so it was the best thing he ever done. He said, oh, I can't believe, you know, finally I go on holiday. I should have done more of this. And he got back home. And he had so much fun, and he let go of all of his problems, that when he got home, he needed some money. And he went up there, and the box was gone. He goes, oh yeah, where'd it go? I moved it. Where did and he forgot where he put it. So, because it was covered in insulation, right? You got the 2x4s in the attic with the insulation, and you can't walk around over there. If you put one wrong foot, you're gonna fall through the ceiling. And he was looking around. Where did he put it? Where did he put it? He couldn't. He walked around a bit. He's lifting the insulation. He couldn't find it. He said, someone took the money. No, Dad, you just forgot where you put it. And so for the next 3-4 days, what he did is he got a coat hanger, and he would drill a hole in the ceiling and push the coat hanger up into the ceiling like this to see if he hit the metal box. And he drilled something like 48 holes in his ceiling. Couldn't find the fucking thing. Until he went up there and he said, oh yeah, I hit it in the far corner. And he, you know, eventually he found it. But, so you could do that. That's a true story. But, you know, look, the other shit show is, like, our government speak. Okay, you got me on a roll now. Like, this is what's happening now, right? You guys remember COVID? When we all got, we couldn't do anything, 2020 and 2021. They basically shut down the whole freaking country, and everyone had to stay home. So the government felt sorry for us, and they had to, since they told us to stay home and do nothing, they said, well, we'll pay you to stay home. And they came out with this CERB program and these various programs to give you money to stay home, the Canadian government. And so they came out with these rules. Okay, if you've had to leave your job and if you've left your job and you've had to stay home and you used to work 25 hours and now you work less than 5 or whatever the rules were, then you can apply for this program, right? They had it on the government, and they urged everyone. The freaking prime minister, who grew a beard, came out every day and was telling everyone, we got your backs and you should apply for this program and we're making it easy. You know, throwing money around like drunken sailors. Stay home, take some money, we'll print more. Interest rates are 0%, we can just borrow. Yeah, everyone stay home. Here, take money. Do you remember those days? So, of course, they stayed home and then they applied for the programs. Right? And they collected money. On average, people collected 20, 30 grand to stay home for a year. And they had to pay their rent. It was the government basically the government gave them money so that they could give their money to whoever owned the property they lived in, so businesses could pay their. Basically, all that money went to rich people, right? The people that bought properties because mortgages were 0%, so they could rent them to losers that had to stay home and collect this money from the government and give it to the people that bought the houses because interest rates were 0. That's, basically summarizes what happened. So now, years later, the government said, well, let me back up. So they gave out all this money, and then the government realized, well, we're giving out a lot of money. Maybe it's a little bit more than we want to give out. So quietly they revised the rules. They said, yeah, we're giving out a lot of money. We're going to change the rules. If you work 25 hours and it dropped to 5, they changed those a bit so that they would give out less. But they made it retroactive. So now, years later, they're re-auditing, and it's not just millions of Canadians. And they said, they're telling them, you received this money during COVID. You're on record, we have given you $22,500. You used to be a waitress. You had to stay home for a year and a half. And we've sent you $23,600. But we revised that. We mistakenly sent you $19,400 too much. Now, what's the date? It's 2024. Now, they're sending letters to people saying, yeah, we sent you $18,000 in 2020 when we required you to stay home, and we made a mistake. We want you to give us $17,842. We want you to give it back because we mistakenly gave you too much. And by the way, we're charging you interest because you're a deadbeat and we hate you because we're the government. And we're charging you interest now because you've held that money that we gave you by mistake for 3 years. So not only do you got to give that money back, we're charging you penalties for that. And this is like millions of Canadians now are fucked. They're auditing millions of people. They want their money back. This is true. Google it. CERB overpayments. Is this happening in Europe? This is happening in Canada, right? It's insane. Because the government's going broke because they're spending like drunken sailors and they have a revenue problem, they say. Not a spending problem. They have a revenue problem, so they have to collect money they're owed. That they have to be more diligent in collecting taxes. So they're on this wave of auditing everyone. The poor people that collected these, were told to stay home. You're going to have to start shooting eventually, right? Because it's just you versus 5 of them or 4 of them. And this could be a kill shot for you, which you need to take right now. Yes, you have to take you need to take that kill shot. He's not taking it. He's taking that one, and he's taking that one. Cible day treat. That was a treat. This is true. This is what's happening in my country. So I'm a little bit. I'm not focused on the game. I apologize, but that's what's I've been captured in this net of screwing everyone. Right? I'm just being audited, but some of these people, they're not being audited. They've just received letters. They don't have a chance to defend themselves or dispute the numbers or anything. They just get a letter that says, "Well, you collected $23,000 and now we want it back. We mistakenly." Like, this is basically what the government's saying is we mistakenly we told you to stay home and you couldn't work, and then we devised a program that would pay you money to stay home, and we advertised it and you applied, And we said, okay, we agreed, and we sent you the money, but now we realize that we made a mistake. And we want you to give the money back. Sorry! This is true. I'm not making a lot of the stuff I do is comedy, but this is true. That's how it goes. We told you to stay home. We came up with a program to pay you to stay home. You applied to the program. We sent you the money. And now we've changed our mind. Give us the money back. The money you sent me in 2020? Yeah, that, you know, the 22 grand. Well, I'm a waitress, and I used that money to pay rent while I was at home because I wasn't allowed to work. The money's gone. All the money's gone, nowhere to go. Right? Anyway. So luckily I'm not one of those, right? Because during the lockdowns, I could still work because I was a YouTuber. I self-reported. I diligently filled in my tax returns and reported income in it. Now they're auditing me. Like, did you really self-report? Were you lying? Oh, Danny boy. And I just noticed the game, guys. I just noticed what was going on. It was actually quite entertaining. But how many? If you're watching from Canada, do you realize that this is going on? Are you one of the people affected? This is not. This is not. I'm not making it up. This is true. And if you're from Canada, leave a comment in the comment section because this is what actually is happening. It's just nuts. And, what's going to happen is I don't usually like to. I'm not going to be political or anything, but the next election is going to be a bloodbath. Let's put it that way. You get to the point where people are fed up. That's enough to say about that. I guess I just have to diligently go through my records. And I should have worked for the cash money. Right? I should have just worked for the cash money in my life and I'd be fine. As long as I didn't lose it in the attic. At times like this, you realize that the bush is your friend. A bush is your friend. See? A bush is your friend. Which bush? Any bush. $67 HP. Being harassed by the big guy. The little guy being harassed by the big guy. That's what this is. It's the common thread, and somehow the big guy knows where he is. Oh, tree down. If he saw that, why don't you pull the trigger? Yes. Yes! The little guy wins! That was pleasant to see. I'm sorry about my diatribe there, guys, but that's the situation I'm in right now. But as you can see, sometimes the little guy comes out on top. Despite, look at that, 200,000 credits. Despite every effort by the big guys to crush the spirit of the little guys, sometimes the little guys prevail. Right? Wish me luck. I'll catch you guys on the next one.